camera. Oh, there it is. Kim, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hello to the few that are in here. We are going to have a quick live. I just wanted to drop in really quick. So hello to all. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Cherry, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, that you didn't eat too much, and that you not only gave thanks on that day, but that you continue to give thanks for every day that we have been blessed with. So I'm um I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I'm not gonna be on here that long. Tirana, hey, how you doing, lady? How you doing? I've been Princess Diana, how you doing? How you doing? I did. I'm tired too. I did. I hope you enjoyed yours too. Um, just looking at, stuff that's going on all over. And I just wanted to, just give a quick message or reminder, because I understand that a lot of times we get so caught up in stuff that sometimes we don't realize what we're doing. Sometimes we want to help people. I'm gonna say help because I'm gonna assume, which we're not supposed to do, but I am going to assume that things that people do are being done with good intent. Let me pause for a second. Happy birthday, Princess Diana. Happy belated birthday. Um, and a lot of times we can do things and we can have the best intentions and not really realize that we're doing more damage than good. So I think it's important for people to be mindful about the things that they are doing and how things could possibly affect other people. I think people need to think about the possible domino effect that could result from their actions. So that's why I say we have to be mindful. Like, what are you doing? Are you really stopping to think about what you're doing and how it is going to affect not only you, but other people that, care for you, that are involved with you, that are associated with you, that are affiliated with you? Are you thinking things all the way through? And I say that because there were different things. I was talking to a coworker today, and we were looking at a lot of the cases and stuff that was going on, and how, some people jump into, situations not realizing that they were, what they were getting themselves into, and they ultimately got the bad end of the deal. Case in point, think about the Ahmaud Arbery trial. Now, not the Ahmaud Arbery, but the McMichaels, and this is not what this is about, but I just want to give you guys an example. Travis McMichael's dad, Greg McMichael, saw Ahmaud running down the road. He went and got his son. His son didn't know what was going on. He interjected himself, just like the guy that was driving the truck and filming interjected himself into a situation, thinking that he was doing something to try to help somebody out. Thinking, actually not thinking. He didn't think things all the way through. So whenever he did what he didn't realize that the consequences of his actions was going to leave him with, if not just as much but possibly more time as the people that he got involved with. I'm pretty sure he didn't wake up that morning and say, I'm going to get involved with these people that are going to do this stuff. I'm almost positive he didn't wake up thinking that. But because he decided to get involved, because Travis decided to follow his dad, grab that weapon, go and get involved in a situation that they didn't have any business getting involved in, shoot, the dad didn't have any business getting involved because it wasn't a situation for him. But when we tend to put ourselves in situations, you got to think about the outcome. You got to think about the consequences, because consequences can be both negative or positive. Consequences aren't always negative. So this is something that you have to think about. Stand up, be counted. How you doing, lady? I am doing well. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving as well. Thank you. So this is one of the things that I really want people to think about. No, you might not like the messages that I give. I don't care. My goal is not to try to impress anybody. My goal is to try to help people. And my thing is, when I see folks doing stuff, I don't have a problem pulling people by their coattails. And I'm looking at some things and I know, you understand? When you can separate yourself from certain things, remain a person on the outside looking at certain situations, you have a different perspective of things when you're not personalizing everything. So they say hindsight is 20/20, but if you're on the outside looking in a situation, just like if we were on the outside looking at the stuff that happened with Ahmad, we would have sat there and be like, you know, you don't need to go chasing after that young man. See, we could see that because we were on the outside. Teresa, how you doing? We could see that from the outside. You know what I'm saying? You got different things where if somebody would have said something, somebody that had a clearer head, somebody that had a different perspective, that had a different view. Maybe if somebody would have said something, I'm not saying that would have possibly changed the outcome, but it's always good to have people with a clear head looking at stuff that they don't really have any personal involvement, and people that don't care if you get upset because they try to tell you the right thing, and understand that even if somebody tells you something, it's going to be up to you to decide to do it. But I need people to think about something and think hard about what I'm saying. We got a lot of people in situations right now that they wish they could get out of, and they're wishing to this day that they would have listened to the people that were trying to tell them not to do certain things. They wish they could rewind time and go back and do the things or stay away from the things that they were being warned about. They wish that they could go and do things differently, but you don't get do-overs with certain things. So it's one thing if people are trying to tell you things to hurt you. It's another thing if people are trying to tell you things to help you. And again, when you caught up in a certain moment, what's going on, Pap? Hope you enjoyed your holiday, your vacation. When people are trying to tell you things to help you, and you go and you decide to do something else, then that leaves you, number one, you feeling some type of way because you know that people try to tell you and you wouldn't listen. Number two, you got people not wanting to help you anymore because you didn't listen when they tried to tell you the first, second, and the third time. And people getting their feelings and they feeling some type of way. You're welcome. You have to be careful. You got to be mindful of the things that you are doing. You have to be. And realize that everybody, just because somebody tell you something that you don't agree with, that don't mean that they are out to get you. It doesn't mean that they're trying to do you some harm. Whether you agree with advice that people give, especially when you know it's not coming from a place of malice or ill will, then it will behoove you to try to even if you don't agree with it, you listen. You filter through it. You take in the stuff that you feel like you can do something with. The other stuff, you filter through that. If you can't use it, you send it to the region. We call that file 13. You send it to trash. If it's not, conducive to whatever situation you got going on at the time, then don't use it. But you have to think a situation all the way through. You have to think things all the way through. And the thing is, you can get a crowd of people to go along with you, but that doesn't mean that they mean you any good. That does not mean that they mean you any good. You can get a crowd of people that may be following certain people, but that doesn't mean that those people are any good. You have to watch people's actions, especially if you're following people. You have to watch their actions and see if their actions are matching with what you got going on, if that makes sense. So if I'm coming out here and I get in, I'm gonna use myself as an example. I'm in school or I'm at home. My mom tells me, you better stop talking about people, because that's what she always told us. She wouldn't let us talk about people. She'd pop us in the mouth. So you better not be talking about people. What I told you about gossiping, what I told you about this, what I told you about that. And I done got in trouble for it. As a matter of fact, like I missed prom. I couldn't go to prom because I didn't listen to what my mama told me, and I got in trouble. Now, I'm sitting up here knowing that I already got in trouble for this one time and I'm already on thin ice and I got something else I want to do, but I'm already in trouble for this. And I know she told me I got one more strike. I got one more strike. And then I go and, well, she ain't home right now. Let me talk about some more people right now. She in a room. She ain't listening to me right now. And y'all know how those mama ears are. They can hear you 5 miles up the road. So I go and do that knowing I'm already on thin ice, or knowing I'm doing it with somebody where if my mama came in and said, what y'all talking about? They'll rat to my mama real quick and say, oh, well, we were talking about such and such. See, I can't blame things on them if I get in trouble when I already knew. Because my mama had already told me, I had already been warned, I already knew that if I did this, that this could happen. So now I can't get mad with the person that went and told on me. Or, you know what I'm saying? Because rule number one among the criminals is if you're going to do a crime, you better do it by yourself. So I'm sitting up here now. I done involved some other people. And the way my mama operate, look, if she beat me, she going to beat you too. So you just got yourself in trouble too, thinking that doing something by... you think you doing something. You done interjected yourself in the situation. Now you in hot water too. Now you going to get some of that heat too. Because you see what I'm saying? This stuff never works. It never works out well. So it behooves us at some point that when we start getting warnings on stuff, or people are like telling, just sit back and look at what you're doing. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you don't want to do this. You really gotta think about stuff, because everyone is not trying to harm you. Everyone is not trying to harm you. Sometimes stuff get put in place. Hey, G2G. I got your thing earlier. Sometimes stuff get put in place to try to keep you from slipping up. Like, things are sent your way to try to keep you from going down certain paths, down certain avenues. And you got your blessing right there that's trying to keep you from going down that path. But the very thing was sent there to help you. You letting all the other craziness get up in your head, and it's blocking the blessing that was sent there for you. I'm hoping this makes sense. Please don't allow yourself to get so caught up in stuff that you start doing things that not only put your life in jeopardy, but you put other people's lives and their situations in jeopardy as well, because you want to be a part of something. I gave a story earlier. I think somebody tried to come and say something negative on it. I'm going to tell you right now, if you did try to say something negative, I couldn't read it. I didn't know if it was a compliment or an insult. And I don't mean no harm, but I don't. Because it was not clear. I don't know what it was supposed to be. But you have to eat the meat and throw away the bone. I like that. Eat the meat, throw away the bone. Right. So Like I said, I spoke about Felix. Okay? And I'm gonna leave it on him. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it on him. I'm gonna leave it on that story with Felix. But I hope the message was understood. If someone is already they've been accused of stealing something. They've already been accused of stealing something. And people think, oh, well, they getting other people to steal for them too. Okay? So y'all just got this whole thing of people, just a bunch of thieves. You know, a whole crew of thieves. In order for me to believe what you're saying, or if you want to, be able to make a point and state your case, it's not helping your case if the same people that hang with you or that's rocking with you that people already think are thieves, they're already saying that you got people stealing for you. If they're coming out wearing stolen goods, like stuff from that Louis Vuitton store that just got broken into, okay, if you were that crew, people are already looking at you sideways because they think you stealing. But then you got people coming out being flashy and flossing everything that they got. Like, oh, yeah, we got this, we got that, we got such and such. And John was the one that orchestrated this. He told us to go hit this shelf and he told us to go hit that shelf. But John may not even know that they out here saying this stuff. But because everybody keep putting John name out there and saying John sent me and John got me doing this and John got me doing that and John got me doing, y'all done threw John up under the rug. John might not even been there when it happened. But all y'all done threw John out there under the rug because everybody putting up there saying, oh, they repping for John. I'm here. Tell them John sent me. I got this right here. Tell them John sent me. Tell them John gave it to me. I got this Louis bag. Yeah, I got that from John. Like, now if John is okay with it, then that's going to be on John. If he's sending folks out here to say, to let everybody know that John said to do it, then John going to have to deal with that. But that's not a good idea. I'm just saying. Because they got everybody and their mom out here looking for all them bags and glasses and shoes and scarves and whatever else they took. And now you just told them it was John. And because you got more credit for your stuff or people like your stuff better, now you got to go and dig up some more of your stuff and show them what else you got that John told you to get. And then you got to go and, well, I got better shoes than this. John told me what shit. All y'all, not just John, but all y'all about to be in some mess. And nobody stops and says, John, listen. People are already looking at you for this, man. You might want to chill out. Don't be fooling with them people. Don't be fooling with them people that already said you got this going on. Don't be fooling with them people. Especially if they going around saying that you told them to do something. Don't be fooling with them people. Poor little John. John thinking the people out here looking out for him. You know what I'm saying? They looking out all right. This is all I'm saying. John told me to do this. You trying to get out of a situation. You don't let people put you in another situation. You trying to get out of something. You got new people coming on board to help you with something. You got good people put in place. You don't use these street folks to try to help you get something done that people are getting very well paid to do. These are not professionals. Now, for John crew, they might be professional thieves, but they for darn sure ain't professional spokespeople. I'm just saying, if you are used to thinking on that street level, dealing with the folks, that John was dealing with, it's that kind of thinking that help get you where you are right now. Because you want to handle stuff on the street level or don't handle it at all versus letting professionals handle it. When you play street games, you get street prizes. Letting them people go do whatever they want to do. John don't need to be telling nobody to do nothing for him, to say nothing for him. I can't tell John what to do. I can't tell John what to do because that ain't none of my business. That ain't none of my business. But if they run around here and they robbing stores, and let me be clear, I don't know nothing about the people that robbed them Louis Vuitton stores. Let me go and say that. Yes, John need to sit down. John need to let the people do their job. You picked them. Let them do their jobs. Because the more flames you add to the fire, that fire gets hotter and hotter. You trying to get stuff, y'all know that you trying to get stuff, you know what I'm saying? And stuff is happening right now that's making people look like, wait a minute, how you want us to overturn something when this dude look like you running some type of organization? Ain't these people saying they're doing this for you, John? You gave this to them. You did this, John. Hold on. Press pause. You ain't getting out of this one, not when they... And everybody want, like they proud of, John, so they want everybody to know. People like to let other people know who they know, because they feel important. Look, we close to John. John speak to us, As a matter of fact, John told me to take this Louis Vuitton watch I got right here and go give it to so-and-so and tell them Merry Christmas. John told me to do that. Let me go make a live about it. Let me go post it. Because we gonna make sure people know that we close with John. We got connections. John is we the plug for John. You ain't doing John no favors. You are not doing John any favors. The hole keep getting deeper and deeper. It gotta be something. It gotta be something. I don't. I've had to look at a lot of situations. I have never seen no it like this. And it's people won't listen. And you keep saying like, what are you doing? Stop. Like, what are you doing? What the flip are you doing? Do you not see? But people so caught, oh my goodness, yeah. Felix nor John, they don't stand a chance out here. Not with the Paw Patrol on the loose, they don't stand a chance. They don't. Everybody gonna be in the pound. Everybody gonna be in the pound. Catch that. Everybody gonna be in the pound. Fooling with these folks out here. All these cats. Everybody gonna be in the pound. Thank you, Princess Diane. Yeah, I'm laughing, but I literally, and I don't get a headache off this stuff, but it's giving me a freaking headache because it doesn't take like. I don't ever want somebody to like me that much. Okay? Do not like me to the point where you got to get up here and show everybody that we that cool. Like, you will not get any clout off me. You won't get no kudos for saying that we cool. Like, these people don't care. So don't like me like that. Do not like me like that. For you to try to prove to everybody that you know. Don't like me like that. Because if this is what you do when you like me, if you hated me, Lord, I hate to see what that look like. We have the smartest people in the world. They won't listen. They won't take the time to look at what they're doing. People are watching. People just smart as a whip. But when it comes to certain things, they have blinders on. Or either they scared to speak up. Or either they enjoying the show. It got to be one or the other. They may just be sitting back enjoying the show. You know, they got this saying that say, I'm going to let you hang yourself. I'm one of those, if I see somebody that's cool with me or that's close to me and I see them going down a path of self-destruction, I'm going to snatch you back real quick. You ain't going down that road, bruh. But that's not what we have out here. Out here, you either sink or swim. I hope that I'm not standing on your neck when you trying to pull your head up out that water. These folks will let you drown. They would take your raft. They would take your little ducky inner tube that you got. They would take everything and leave you out there to dry and be praying for you at the same time. So I ask you, if you look at your actions, are you really mindful of the things that you are doing? Are you doing what you're saying you're doing? Are your words matching your actions? Are you just putting a bunch of bouffalet out there that sound good? Because, with all these pundits and stuff that we got, then we know that we got a lot of people that got a lot of sense. And when it comes to other situations and other people, they can see these things. But when it comes to one specific situation, they can't see the grass. They can't see the forest for the trees. And just be doing stuff that don't make a lick of sense. And that's not something I usually say, but it don't make a lick of sense. I'm just saying. You have to think things all the way through. The ABCs of behaviors. We done went through this before. You gotta think that stuff through. How is one thing that you're doing going to affect the next thing? And what is the outcome? What outcome are you trying to get out of what you're doing? Whatever behaviors you are partaking in, what outcome are you expecting from those behaviors? And just what outcome are you expecting? If you're trying to help somebody, you say you're trying to help somebody, but your actions are doing things that could possibly hurt them, then what are your expectations at the end of the day? What are you hoping to get out of this? If you see that something that you're doing isn't working, again, People, not Webster, but people define insanity as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. What are you hoping to get out of this same stuff that we've been seeing for God knows how long now? What are you hoping to get out of it? Even greater than that, what are you expecting to happen in a positive way when all this mess is being done with a negative mindset? A negative and a negative plus a positive does not equal a positive. It doesn't. That's not how that works. So I'm looking, I'm trying to figure stuff out, and still for the life of me, I'm minding my business. I'm minding my business. I've supported a lot of people in my time. I've supported a lot of causes in my time. I have fought for a lot of people in my time. And you know what? Other than me having to get supplies and stuff like that I may have wanted to get, I try to do things that are cost free anyway. I never had to pay anybody for me to support somebody. I'm like, at some point, like, this stuff has to stop. Like, it's not even at the point. I mean, some looking at it, I know people are laughing just watching the stuff. And it's not even about it's sad. It is really sad. We cannot possibly have this many gullible people amongst us that are people that are just going down the wrong path. Like, try to tell people things and they just not listening at all. It's so sad. Some people and this is true, Princess Diana. This I have learned. I have learned. And that didn't come from a school book. You can try to help people, but number one, people going to do what they want to do. People going to believe what they want to believe. People going to say what they want to say. Those are facts. But one thing, if nobody got anything else out of all this stuff that has been going on for the last few years, one thing that people should have got, I would hope that people would have gotten out of all of this stuff, is that just like that song from Marvin Sapp, y'all remember that song, Listen? Remember who wrote that song? Listen. There's a lesson in that. And the lesson still hasn't been learned. I'll learn from that song. When you got folks trying to tell you something, you don't automatically have to go along with what they say, but you can at least sit back and think about it and kind of slow down what you're doing and reevaluate the situation, do an assessment, like pump your brakes real quick, take a little time, do like a Carl Winslow countdown, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, what the heck? Like, do that, give yourself a minute to think about what's going on and whether or not what you're doing makes sense. And is it going to give you the outcome that you were expecting? Because if you're doing something and it's not giving you the outcome that you're expecting, then you need to stop and ask yourself, why are you doing it in the first place? Just if you're dealing with somebody, it's new. They're not giving you what you want out of the situation. They're not making you feel good. They're not giving you what you need. Why are you still there? I'm not talking about married folks. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, why are you constantly giving or doing something that you're not able to reap the benefits or the rewards from? Why are you constantly buying into that? Once you see that it's not working for you, Once you see that it's not going the way that you think it should go, what's going on, Urban Opinionated? Once you see that it's going in a different direction, then you refocus, you regroup, and do something else. This is going in the wrong direction. And at this point, I'm not concerned about anybody getting upset with me or trying to write some crazy stuff. Listen, write what you want to write. I'm not going to respond to it. I could give two flips. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you can listen or not listen, but then you are going to be held responsible for your actions. That's the lesson out of all of this, right? Listen or don't listen, but you're going to be held responsible. You're going to be held accountable for your actions. If somebody try to help you out, if somebody try to tell you something and you continue to do what you choose to do and you say bump what they said, then you have to deal with the consequences of whatever behavior that you participate in. And that's the thing that people really don't want to accept. You got to accept responsibility for your own actions. And we are getting a great lesson on that right now. And even with everything that's going on, people still aren't getting the message because they won't listen. They listening with these instead of listening with these. The auditory doesn't matter. They're all about the visual. They see gold glittering on the screen. That's what got their attention. That's what they're focused on. They're not listening. You ever sat in a room or somebody was talking and you're looking at them, but you didn't hear a word they said? You physically in the room with them. You looking at them. You watching everything. Like, to them, you glued in. But you didn't hear a word they said. That's what we're looking at right now. They told you to pay attention. We're going to have a test after this. You're going to have a test on whatever lecture I'm giving you. You got a test. And you sitting there zoned out, thinking about everything else. And now you got a test and you fail. And now you want to hold them accountable for you failing your test because you didn't listen. What time is it? Let me see if I'm past my time. This is all I'm saying. We have to think about the choices that we are making. We have to make better choices. A lot of things are taking place right now all across the world. You got the DA again in the Ahmaud Arbery case. You got that DA right now facing an indictment because of the choices that she made. Or should I say didn't make. Right now. She knew what she was supposed to do. She chose to do something else. She chose to try to cover up for these guys. She made some decisions on her own. She didn't listen to what other people had to say. When she had people saying, you need to do this, you need to do that. No. And we have a right to make our own decisions. Don't get me wrong. But you have to be responsible. You have to take responsibility for the decisions that you make. So you need to make sure that you're making the best ones. Make sure that it's going to be right for you, that it's going to be beneficial to you and the people that you care about. Because if not, then you're setting yourself up for failure. And you're setting somebody else up for failure too. I'm just trying to get people to just think about it. Think about Felix. Think about him now. It's real out here in these feline streets. Think about him. If Felix already been accused of something, how much sense does it make to go and even portray, even make it just a little bit, make it look like you actually. Who sent you? You doing that for who now? Felix told you to do that? Oh, really? You talking about the Felix that said they ain't got nobody working for them? That Felix. The Felix that do you see where I'm going? And I try to put stuff a certain way because I don't want people to say, oh, is she going and giving the other side? It ain't even about that. It's trying to get people to see you have to pay attention to what you're doing. There are other ways to do things. So all I'm going to say before I get off here is when you look at how people are doing things, and contrary to what they say, if their actions are showing something different, you might want to keep assessing that situation. Because there's no way. There's no way. And if you are close to somebody that's in a situation, and it seems like they may be doing something that that puts them in a worse situation than they're already in, pull them up. That's when you pull up on somebody. Pull them up. Bruh, sis, fall back. Stop. Look at how this looks. Look at what you're doing. Ask them, what are you doing? Now, you may not like the message. Just know I'm the messenger. So you can receive it or don't receive it. These are life lessons. You got to look at what you're doing. If it doesn't make sense, then why are you doing it? And it shouldn't be about a monetary thing. So, I mean, it'll make sense to you if it's helping you out monetarily, or you know what I'm saying? But we gotta, y'all, oh, Lord have mercy. Let me, yeah. Y'all, we still in this fight right here. You know, I can't fight for some things, you know, publicly, and I wouldn't even try because of the foolishness that's going on. But one fight that I can fight for publicly is the one that's still going on for Ahmaud Arbery right now. So let's see what's going on with this DA. Make sure that, you know, things are being done, you know, decent and in order, and you know, keep it going on from there, because I can support stuff that don't have foolishness attached to it. When you got all this foolishness attached, then, you know, you got to take your hands off of it and let people do what they do. So think about what you're doing. Ask yourself, what are you doing? What am I doing? And how are my behaviors affecting other people? And that's all I got to say with that. So until next time, see you guys later. And don't forget, if you don't get nothing else out of this, mind your business. Good night.